that being said, though, we're going to hard transition. We're going to start throwing bows. We about to talk about some UFC 259. We had three title fights on this card. I want to get into them. Shout out everyone on the prelims, early prelims. But we had some gold on the line here. I'm finna get ready to talk about it. First fight I want to talk about is this man, Petr Yan and Aljamain Sterling. And let me break this down a little bit. Obviously, Aljamain Sterling came out with the win, took a nasty knee from the head from Petr Yan.
It was disgusting.
Not really sure what that corner was thinking, but here's my thing with this fight. I think scorecard-wise, they had it from a scoring standpoint. It was technically looked at as a close contest. But let me tell you something. From a skills aspect, there's levels to this game, man. This man Petr Yan is on a different one. I just don't. This dude was stuffing everything Aljamain Sterling was throwing at him. I think Aljamain Sterling looked sharp at a couple points here and there, but just Yan had an answer for everything Aljamain Sterling tried to do. And like from a point standpoint, yeah, it was a lot closer than the fight actually was. But Petr Yan's a fucking savage in there, man. It's very unfortunate that fight kind of ended the way it was. Now, a lot of people hating on Aljamain Sterling a little bit right now. Definitely did a little bit of some little DiCaprio, little Brad Pitt.
Completely disagree with anything anyone says about that. Let's see you be on your knees and take a hit like that to your fucking temple. And like what do you? He stood up and said he wanted to fight. That's enough for me to know he's not flopping. I mean, it's just not safe to continue the fight at the end. After that, I mean, if they continue the fight after that blow, it's 100% going to be a loss for him. I mean, it was already sort of
either way.
Well, that's what I'm trying to finish here. It's definitely was headed that way. In the fourth, fifth round, we started to see the breakdown of Aljamain Sterling. I mean, Yan was just all over him. And he kept doing a thing where he really covered his face very well. And he would act hurt after taking a body shot, and he would just counter and slap Aljamain. It happened so many times. He was beating the fuck out of him. Was a close, tight scorecard. But, I mean, obviously with an illegal knee like that, immediate run back. As soon as they're both healthy, they're going to be in there. But
what was he thinking?
What was he thinking? I mean, it's just crazy to think about. I mean, if you're in that position in the ring, you're told to hurt them, you know? So obviously he knows sitting down after the fight, he knows that's an illegal strike. You can't be doing that. But in the moment, you can't be angry at the guy. He's just doing his job. You know, what is the corner saying? Hit the defenseless dude with your knee? Yeah, don't. Like, that's insane. But I don't blame the fighter. Obviously, he should have known better. But in the moment, I mean, you're signing up to go to war. How do you not expect war?
Yeah, but that happens so often that fighters do know better. Or happens not so often. Like, I don't know how the gold is on the line. You literally were about to win the fight. And
For sure.
He kind of blew it. Yeah, I don't know what his corner was telling him. If he didn't know that was an illegal strike, I'm not sure. But, I mean, yeah, overall, he pretty much dominated that fight. And that's obviously going to be an easy run back.
Confirmed by Dana. Yeah, literally as soon as he said Aljamain Sterling was checked out at the hospital, low-key not even concussed, which is insane.
He was fine.
That's how.
Clear full interview. He was fine, low-key, but, got some gold around his waist. Proud of the boy, I guess.
I mean, he's not happy about it either. He said this in the post conference too. Like that's not how you work your entire life to get into that title fight and you win it that way. Like he's obviously not happy about it either.
Yeah, and I mean, just early prediction on that. I mean, there's no way, I wouldn't have Petr Yan doing the same thing again.
With that chip after losing the belt to some bullshit like that. Yeah.
Like Aljamain Sterling's gonna get some work. But he was just outclassed in every single way, I think, for the most part. And that's not taking anything away from Aljamain Sterling. I think to me, that's just how good Yan is there. But we'll move on to the next fight here. We had the Lioness, Amanda Nunes, return going against old Megan Anderson. And let me say something real quick. Love me some Megan Anderson, but I think the UFC is going to run into a problem here. There's nobody left to fight Amanda Nunes.
In either division.
There's nobody left. Maybe Shevchenko again. Maybe they could run that back.
No, it's rough. Obviously, there's going to have to be some rankings done. I mean, I mean, Dana was saying he wants a quick turnaround with Nunes here because she came out unscratched, literally like woke up out of bed.
2:30, bro, just mauled poor Megan Anderson, bro.
Now, she had the arm bar and the legs in a triangle around the neck. Like she was going out one way or the other. It took like 2.5 minutes, first round submission. But I mean, you said it. That's a great point. Like, who are they going to put in front of Amanda Nunes that's going to even give her a challenge at this point? I mean, you just have to Shevchenko. But again, I mean, I don't know about that. Like, you got to wait for some talent to start to appear. People got to start to just be better. I mean, and I just said this, but it's not just one division. She is reigning over both of these, premier women's divisions.
To fight Shevchenko, she would have to drop down, and Shevchenko would have to go up.
It don't even matter, bro.
But that's
Nunes could fight.
It's the same thing I just said about Sterling, though. It's like I'm not taking anything away from any of these women in these divisions. They're monsters, they're beasts, but Amanda Nunes is just so far ahead of anything they can offer her right now. Like, quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Against, like, who? She's just going to go out there and maul some poor lady.
No, I agree with you. I mean,
you got to go find somebody.
She's the champion for a reason. I mean, champ.
I think they got to reel back and go find. They got to go look at one of these other organizations or something. Pull Ngannou or something. Go pull somebody off the street or something. That's just a fucking savage because they have to. But I mean, Amanda Nunes, I'm sure she'll take fights. It's easy, free money for her. Essentially.
Oh, why wouldn't she, dude? Just had that child with her partner, dude. Yeah, definitely trying to rein up the bills on him. I mean, but you said it. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, she's just gonna smash everyone. Like, it's a wrap.
Like, Megan Anderson literally stood no fucking chance, bro.
And she's a beast. I mean, and she's Australian. I didn't realize that. So shout out Megan real quick. But it's just, it doesn't matter who you put in front of her, dude. I don't know how else to say it. Like, she's just going to smash whoever it is. Either weight class. I mean, how long was it that we thought Chris Cyborg was the fucking second Jesus? And then Amanda Nunes knocks her the fuck out, like, brutally.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's wild. I mean, it is March. Shout out Women's History Month. Is a great time for Amanda Nunes to just be dumping on people. Yeah, no,
that's a good look. Shout out to all the women ever. Wouldn't be here without them. But just destruction. Big shout out to the Lioness. I guess big shout out to Megan Anderson for giving it a whirl, but
she got that paycheck, bro. She didn't get too much damage with submission, not a knockout. So best case scenario for her without the win, obviously.
That's facts. But we're gonna move on to the fight of the night, the main card, the reason we all tuned in, and that is Jan Blachowicz versus Izzy Adesanya. Obviously, Jan retaining his title. One, I'm going to say this before I even talk about the fight. The only thing that I understand how great Izzy is. He's, on his way to just being a legend of the sport, whatnot. And I love the commentary crew for the UFC, but they were just hugging this boy's nuts all night. It was actually really painful to listen to at times. I get it. He's great. He's selling you tickets. Dude's going to make, his character and personality. Dude's making the UFC a lot of money. But, I feel like Jan was getting disrespected the whole time. I mean, it's hard when you think, because I guess at the end of the day, someone has to be an underdog. But to think that your light heavyweight champion is just like this vastly underrated underdog. And I mean, like I said, I love the commentary crew there, but they were hugging this boy's nuts all night long. And ultimately, Izzy did lose. And I mean, here's my thing with that. I mean, obviously, I think the going up in the weight definitely hurt. He was definitely slower. Jan said that he was definitely hitting a little harder. He could feel his punches for sure, but just didn't really look like the Izzy we're used to seeing. And for the most part, Jan just kind of handled that business. That 4th and 5th round from Jan, dude was just taking him to the ground. There was like 3 whole minutes where he was just in top mount, kind of just doing whatever the fuck he wants, man. And definitely things are off the table now for an Izzy John Jones fight and whatnot. I know people are saying the same thing about Jones right now, moving up to heavyweight. But the thing with John Jones is he's been gradually doing this. It's been like a year and a half of him slowly.
He started all this shit, all this champ stuff. I mean, like, what are we talking about here?
Izzy, like, overnight, essentially just decided I'm going to gain 25 pounds and go up and this fucking monster who ultimately just handled that business. I mean, to think it went to decision is crazy, but
I I think this was actually an extremely close fight. The judges ended up putting it 4-1 towards Jan. Two of those rounds were 10-8s, not 10-8 rounds. There was no beatdown on Izzy. I mean, both of these dudes were feeling each other's power, trying to feel each other out. Like, it was definitely a more technical fight versus a barn burner. I mean, but that's what you're going to see when you put two champions in the ring. They both know how capable their opponent is. They both don't want to get knocked out. They both want to keep their belts. So that's just the type of fight I think you're going to get when you put two champs in here. A 10-8 round did not happen once that entire fight. There's no way. Even with the takedowns that Jan ended up getting.
That fifth round.
That fifth round, he did dominate him. But again, going into that fifth round, that fight could have been 2-2. Like 10-8, no way, bro. There's no way there was 10-8. I do think Jan deserved the win, 100% deserved the win decision, but the scoring was sus, 100% sus on the scoring. And I don't think the weight was really too big of a factor for Izzy. The weight was a problem because Jan was 20 pounds heavier on him, on top of him mounting him. I don't think Izzy was slow at all. I don't think he wasn't getting his reads. It just didn't go his way. It wasn't his night, but he did not put up a bad fight at all. Like, this was a very close contest, without a doubt.
I don't think it was that close, but yeah, Izzy definitely didn't fight a bad fight. I mean, he
didn't fight heavy at all. Like, that was everyone's question. Is he going to be heavy? He wasn't.
Nah, and I mean, I think now, we just got to start putting some more respect on Jan's name. Obviously we know Izzy's great. That little 4-5 run fights he had against like Gastelum and Whitaker. I mean, dude, what I'm saying? Izzy's going to be around for a while, and he's going to be okay. He still keeps his middleweight belt.
He's about to run that shit in middleweight as well.
Yeah, but it is unfortunate. I wanted to see the John Jones Izzy fight happen. Because I think John Jones is just smoke him, dude.
Well, that's just superstar fight. Everyone wants that to happen for sure, but. I mean, you said it. Let's give some respect to this light heavyweight champion, Jan, here. I mean, he started out his career in the UFC 2-4, arguably about to get cut, and then just goes on this run, and look at him now. I mean, handing the first loss over to Izzy, defending this belt. What is this, second, third time? I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I mean, just an incredible fighter. I mean, look at the turnaround on that. And the thing with Jan, too, we saw so much restraint from him in this fight. He's kind of just been known to just angry barbarian Polish power. We're going to swing some fists. One of them's going to knock you out. And he really just held back and was trying to read Izzy, make good reads, get good counters. I mean, it was a really smart fight from both these dudes.
It was, man. That was a good little card. I do want to give one last shout out though to what's the cat's the Dagestani cat there, Mikachev. What's his name? I butchered it.
Islam Makhachev, Team Khabib over there. Literally just
onto something, bro.
And he's in that lightweight division as well, earning his respect. I mean,
he's onto something.
Fought his fight just like Khabib. Like,
he does, man.
Domination.
Literally looks like it looks like Khabib.
No, same haircut, like that. They're literally from the same place. Makes sense. But yeah, won that fight, third round armbar, and it was a dominating fight, like 100%.
I think they're gearing up. They want him and Tony Ferg. He said he wants Tony Ferguson, which I think would be great for both of them.
I think he deserves a big name at this point. I mean, you got to throw someone in front of him. How's he not starting to reach the upper echelon of the lightweight division?
I think he needs, a Tony Ferg fight or whatnot. And we could turn around and he could be fighting for some gold, I think, here pretty soon. He looks fresh, so I think he'll have a quick turnaround. They'll see who's ready. Tony Ferg would be a great fight, I think.
That'd be a great fight for him.
That's a good fight for Tony, I think, too. Yeah, exactly.
That'd be awesome. Another quick shout out on the prelims early card. Dominic Cruz won via split decision. Love Dominic Cruz on the mic. Low-key bantamweight legend. Like, for real. And so he got the dub. It was a split decision. It was a pretty close fight, but, just veterans like that are going to get the points when they need them.
Definitely. So, yeah, UFC 259 in the books. Fun little card. Shout out to everybody a part of that and whatnot. But as throwing bows with the meat pack.
Perfect.